What up, Heroes Kennel family? This is Jason bringing you part 2 of our visit to MBK in Portland, Oregon. On our first trip, we took you on a journey to take a look at some of the greatest studs in the world as we selected one for our upcoming breeding at the beginning of next year. Stay tuned for that. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out after this one. But on this video, we're going to take a closer look at the facility itself, take a look at some of the pups that MBK has on the ground right now, maybe learn a thing or two, who knows, man. And we're going to meet some people behind the MBK brand. So, with all that being said, we're going to be picking up this huge facility tour with the founder of Monster Bully Kennels, Ryan Gard. He'll be showing us his outdoor runs and giving us tips. And this is for the true dog enthusiast and serious kennel owner looking to improve their program. And if that ain't you, bye Felicia.
You got the drainage system coming out here. Drainage system coming out here. So unfortunately, it's an afterthought, right? So I'll tell anybody that wants to know the mistakes that I made, you can contact me because I made a lot of mistakes with building this. And one of the things I did is I put a drain on the inside, didn't put a drain on the outside. Big mistake. So unfortunately, that was kind of an afterthought, but we did put that in afterwards. It does work fine. We just spray it all down and it goes down there. And then a different type of fence. You'll notice that the spacing on the fence is smaller. And the reason why we did that is because we want the dogs to be able to see each other, but not be able to get at each other. If there's ever a problem between a dog that's next to each other, we don't want them to be able to grab each other. So we have the smaller fencing. Costs quite a bit more, but we thought for the safety of the dogs, that would be. When it's hot like this, we like to wrench down the dogs and everything. There's a mister system. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of right below the gutter there. Yep. This is a sand pit. So with our breed of dogs, one of the things you have to be always concerned about are CCLs. The CCLs pop in and break in and having a problem with that. One of the things that we started noticing is, as we're throwing balls through the grass and things like that, there's dips and valleys and different things like that. So we wanted an area where it could be less impact on the dogs. We use tether tugs. We have a tether tug in the ground here. We have another one on the other side over there. The dogs absolutely love it. I'll tell you what, if you want to save your shoulders or your arms, those things are a miracle. The dogs come out, they grab a hold of that, they're pulling on it, they absolutely love it. So
Works kind of like a spring pull.
Exactly, kind of like a spring pull, but you're not having the dogs jump up in the air and twisting and turning. It's a lot less impact on their joints, but they still get the same amount of exercise. Then we have this is called a high tunnel. So we do this again for the comfort of the dogs. It's not the best looking thing, but it is probably the most efficient way of doing it. But if we want shade or cover, we could do that. We have fan system that goes in there and everything to keep the dogs cool, or to keep them dry. We live in the Northwest, so it rains a lot. So it's an area where they could be, where they could still get outside, still get interaction with my employees and things, but not be susceptible to the harsh weather.
Great information. Thank you for that, Ryan. As we were heading inside the indoor part of the facility, we ran into Nicole, the co-founder of MBK. She had one of their house dogs, Mercy. Check her out.
So she's gonna bark at you because she can't see you, right? Okay. She's perfectly friendly.
Hello, hello, sweetheart. Hello, sweetheart.
She's beautiful.
Oh, she's a beautiful girl. She's a beautiful girl. So as you notice, Mercy doesn't have any eyes, right? So Mercy was born with an issue with her eyes. She has glaucoma, non-genetic glaucoma. It's congenital. So she was born with the drains in the back of her eyes weren't fully formed, and it took until she was about 3 years old for it to start affecting her. My wife and I spent quite a bit of money to get her back into shape. We tried different experimental surgeries and stuff, and unfortunately they didn't take, so we had to make the tough decision to remove her eyes. But since removing them, she is much more comfortable, much more happy. She's not in pain, and she's our house dog for the rest of her life. So we're really happy. We love her.
She's a beauty.
Good girl.
She's a beauty.
Her favorite thing to do is just come out here and literally sunbathe. She absolutely loves it.
Gorgeous. And I love the fact, man, that not only are you keeping her, you're not hiding her.
Yeah. So that's the big thing about MBK. We try to keep things as transparent as possible. When you're in this type of business, there's a lot of good things, but every once in a while you run into some hardships and some bad things, and we try to be as open and transparent as possible. Mercy has her own Instagram account where my wife will post pictures of her and her daily life and her struggles and her things that she has to learn now, and she gets around really well. In fact, we let her off the leash and she runs around. She's stubborn. That's the problem. She's stubborn.
It's time to go potty and she just runs.
She'll run in a straight line, and if there's something in her way, she'll hit it. She'll never leave our house. She's special to us. So we figure, when we're responsible. We put these, we were responsible. We put her on this earth, and so we feel like we're responsible to see it through for the rest of her life and make sure that she's taken care of. And she's a unique case, obviously. We've never had to deal with anything like this, but yeah, we're happy to have her, and she's a good dog. Let's take a look at the inside. Come on in. I'm proud of this facility, and I'll tell you a couple reasons why. So we got the dogs locked out right now just because they're going to bark and scream at you if they see you. They want to play. Yeah. So this is the inside. Again, we've got 10 different kennels. You can go ahead and shoot down the hall if you like. 10 different kennels, and you'll notice we have a ton of different TVs here. I think they're 50-inch TVs that we have. We have 5 of them at our kennel facility. They're playing miscellaneous Disney movies for the dogs. My wife had to have that, so during the night when they're not getting interacted with, they at least have something that they can see and hear. We got to be careful what movies we play, because any movie that showcases any dogs howling or anything like that, it gets them started up on howling. So we had to get rid of that. So each kennel is a large kennel. We have the large beds. We have a drainage system. Again, we got the double lock with double latch with the lock here. Food bowls can rotate in and out, so we don't have to actually go in to the kennel. We can actually just rotate it out, put the food bowl on there, and then close it up. It's just nice to have for the, again, like I said earlier, it's all about the safety and comfort of the dogs. Yeah. What we don't want to do is we don't want to open this up and then a dog get out somehow and it starts to bark. It could be, issues. So we do that. We have the guillotine doors that go up and down. That's how they lock in and out. This is considered what we consider a level 1 quarantine kennel. So this is actually more quarantine than something like what my vet has. And what we mean by that is you'll notice that the walls are concrete. They don't look good, right? They look a more industrial kind of like what you imagine a jail will look like. But what it does is it keeps the dogs separated completely. So if, let's say, God forbid, one of these dogs is sick, it helps keep that sickness away from the adjoining kennels. We can completely sanitize it. We can use the drainage system, and none of that water or contaminated anything is going to go from one kennel to the other. So spend a little bit extra money for it, but again, it's I think it's well worth it.
No, it's a great idea too, and even those swivels as well would help the people that are serving the dog, you or whoever's coming in here serving it, from not having as much contact with the dog. Yeah. So when they go to the next dog, they're not. Yeah.
Exactly. And one thing that I always have to think about. Now I have a great crew. Right? I mean, you'll meet some of the employees as we go through. Wonderful crew, but I understand that long term there's turnover. So I'm eventually going to have to hire another employee and teach them how we do things. Having a system like this just keeps, hopefully, the mistakes down. That's why we do the double latches. That's why we do the lock. We're constantly making sure and watching, making sure everything's latched down and things. It's just, I need to make it as easy as possible for somebody to walk in here and know exactly what to do and how to do it without there being, a lot of mistakes or issues. So. You'll notice it's nice and cool in here. Yeah. So we have multiple air conditioning systems. We have a mini split there. We have another mini split there. During hot days like it is today, I think we're mid-90s. We run them both, but most days we only have to run one. Then we have miscellaneous. I mean, you'll see these cabinets here. So if you guys want to know something here, you'll notice that I don't have any attached cabinetry. These are all like toolboxes and things. There's a reason for that, believe it or not. We were talking about my CPA earlier off camera. She's a genius. Anything that's affixed to a building, you are subject to depreciation, and it's a 30-year depreciation. So if I buy something for $1,000, I can depreciate that every year, but it takes 30 years to fully depreciate it. Okay. But if it's something that's not attached to the building, then it's a business expense, and I can write that off the first year. So it's small things like that that'll help. When you're doing the amount of business that we do, everything will help. And these I can roll around and move around, I can reorganize and things like that. But you'll notice that there's not very many things that are actually attached to the walls, because once they do, it becomes a part of the building. Okay. And it's a long-term depreciation. So
all you kennel owners, hope you guys are paying attention.
For tax purposes.
Yeah.
Business purposes.
Hey, look, it's your money, and I don't mind paying taxes. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind paying taxes. But if at the end of the year, if I have a decision where I have X amount of money left over, and I either need to give it to the government or reinvest it in myself, I'm mostly going to reinvest it in myself. And it's not in myself. I actually said that wrong. I'm going to reinvest it back into the dogs. And that's what this whole building was. We saved our money up until we can afford this, and then we built it. specifically for the dogs. So you'll see some random stuff, like we have a back-to-back sprayer for sanitation uses. We sanitize the kennels every single day. Every morning, the first thing we do is we get out here, we clean up all the messes, we feed the dogs, we lock them in to eat, and then we sanitize the outside. Then when they're done eating, we put them out on the outside. After it's clean, we'll lock them on the outside and we sanitize the inside here. The beds, the walls, the floors, and so that backpack sprayer, we have about 4 or 5 of them. That's a nice thing to have because it makes things a lot easier. Filtered water, some of our dogs are more susceptible to the iron and stuff in the water that we have here, so we have a filtered water system for the dogs, not for us. And then on the inside here, this is kind of like the whelping area here. Excuse a little bit of a mess. We haven't been here for a while. Oh, sorry, I might as well introduce. That's Keenan, guys. That's Monster Bully Kennel's Heartland. Great guy. He's taking care of some of the puppies. We'll show the puppies here in a second.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a whelping living room for lack of a better term.
Let's get a little view of everything, and I want you guys to pay attention to the flamingos.
Oh my gosh.
Woman's touch, right?
My wife loves flamingos.
There's your wife that likes them.
Yeah, not me. You know, it's funny though, she started buying me things with flamingos, so I have shirts with flamingos and shorts and stuff. I can't get away from it.
And something you said yesterday, the fact that your wife is like one of your main whelpers. She's the main whelper. She's so knowledgeable. And all
thank you for bringing that up. One thing that you'll notice, and I've started thinking about this, if you think of the top kennels, right, that are out there, you'll notice that there's usually, for me anyways, my top 5 has a woman behind you.
Go, girl.
Women, I believe, just have that motherly instinct, and if you want to be successful in this, you need to have that instinct when it comes to whelping puppies and such. And you know, nobody does it better than my wife. We've been doing it now for about 6 years. I have people that have been doing it for 20 years that call my wife for advice and things because she's been, you know, trained and she's taken the time to learn the things that she needs to learn. And we're open and transparent about it. We're more than happy to share whatever we learn with people, along with our mistakes. About being, you know, if you're going to be open and transparent, you need to be able to talk about the good things and the bad things.
100%. This is what this community needs as well. You know, people with the experience to go ahead and pass that experience and that knowledge onto the new people that are coming in. Because unfortunately, man, it seems like they're crabs in a bucket sometimes in this bully world. And if we're really into bettering the breed, then this is the type of stuff that we need. So I appreciate you.
Happy to do it. Yeah, and you know what? I said this yesterday. There's a lot of room for people that want to do it the right way. Right? There's a lot of room. There's money to be made. Look, it's a beautiful thing. I have my daughter that works for us. I have 5 other kennel facilities that work under us, and they're all able to stay at home with their children, be able to go out on different activities and things with their children. They all quit their full-time jobs to do this, and it's a lot of responsibility, but it's a blessing to be able to offer that to different families out there. And there's room for more. There's room for more people to be able to do it. So we're happy to help people along the way. So we'll show you the facility here. So this is puppy whelping room number 1. Take a look in there.
Whose pups are these off of?
He's a Reaper.
Reaper?
And Daryl, yeah.
Reaper and who?
Daryl.
And Daryl?
Z-Money.
Z-Money.
Yeah, Z-Money. Yeah. She has 2 names. Hi, babies.
Oh my.
So this here is little 7-Up. She's waiting to go home. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Go ahead, man.
So she's got a home that she's going to.
She does. Yep. We're just waiting for her to get out. She's ready to go home. You can tell. Sweet girl.
How old is she?
She's about 10 weeks. Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, she's
Coming up to 12. Okay. Oh, lose track of time. Lose track of time.
cute.
This was our first in-house Reaper breeding. So Reaper's a Morpheus grandson. Z-Money is actually a Morpheus daughter. So it's 2 times Morpheus. We're very select when we do breedings like that, and it turned out amazing. They're beautiful pups.
So do you guys have any available off of this list? One
available. Yep. One available. She was sold, and the person had to back out last minute. So. Sweetheart.
Do you guys keep them for 8 weeks or 10 weeks or something?
8 weeks. Generally 8 weeks. Yeah, we don't want to let them go before that. We do our picks generally when they have their exams done, which is about 8 weeks. We'll do our picks because we don't want anybody to have to pick a puppy and then find out, God forbid, it has a hernia or a kink tail or a heart murmur or anything like that. So we want to get the health exams done first. That way, if there is any issues, nobody has to be disappointed. She got herself wrapped up in a blanket. She's all, what is this? Now, if you want to take a look at the room here, I kind of tell you guys, I mean, these puppies are going to maybe bark at you a little bit, but you'll notice that we use a pellet system over there for potting. That was something that we learned after a while. We tried a bunch of different things and we learned the pellet system. It is, I'm telling you right now, guys, it is a game changer. If you learn to use the pellets, the room's clean, right? I mean, it's absolutely clean. They'll go potty in the pellets. It keeps the smell down. So what we do is about a week old, before they can open up their eyes, before they can hear, they can smell and they can feel. So we'll actually put them into the pellets. So we bring, what we'll do is we'll bring mom into the whelping pen, right? And what we'll do, sorry, let me walk away. I'll walk away over here. They see me, they're gonna keep yapping. What we do is we take the puppies that are about a week old, and when we put mom into the pen, we'll take the puppies out because we're gonna need to situate mom in there. So we'll put them in the pellets. That way they kind of get used to it, right? We'll lay mom down. We'll put the puppies on mom. They'll eat, and then when we go to take the puppies off mom, we'll take the puppies off mom. We'll put them back in the pellets, and then we let mom go, leave out safely, and then we'll put the puppies back in there. Naturally, that's when they usually pee or poop, right? Is when you first wake them up or when they're done eating or drinking. So we do that, and by the time, believe it or not, by the time they're able to open up their eyes at about 2 weeks and move around, so we're talking about 2.5, 3 weeks, they'll naturally go to the pellets and go potty, which is incredible. We go live a lot of times, and the puppies can barely even walk, and they're getting up and they're struggling, but they get to the pellets, they go potty, and they get out. It makes the job so much easier. I saw your face.
Yeah,
You see the puppies?
How many there were.
There we go. There's our other litter that we got going on.
Why now?
Oh my gosh, they're so quiet.
Now that you said hi to them. These are off of our boy Drax and our girl Banshee.
Oh my
Banshee is an insidious daughter and conjuring daughter.
So several of them have that multicolored.
Yeah, heterochromia. Yeah, which you see a lot in the in the Merle and things like that. We let them play together and things.
You said she's off the Banshee?
Banshee. Yep.
All right, so she's one of your big girls too?
She's one of the big girls.
Okay.
Yeah, she's off of Insidious and so see, this is one of our males. This blue collar? Yep.
Oh, wow.
Blue collar male.
Yeah, he's so cute. This
So
is
they're
the
just
one that
almost
is
8 weeks. Almost 8 weeks old. Big boy.
Oh, so not even 8 weeks yet? Yeah. That's a big 8-week-old pup right
I
here.
think 8 weeks maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, these are adorable. I love the black color too.
See, there you go. It's all body in the pellets you see there. So.
Dang. Dude, that is genius right there.
What's that?
Can we go?
Yeah, you want to watch? Yeah.
Is that okay?
They're gonna attack you. Yeah.
That's scratchy and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna get you if you don't mind.
We just had to get our puppy fix. If you're interested in checking out what puppies that they got on the ground right now, check out monsterbullies.com.
Here, babe, let's get something for Instagram or something. Let me hold one of them.
Stick it out a little further.
Okay, I'll try to do it like Keenan, okay?
We got Ellery doing her best Keenan impersonation right now.
It's an MBK puppy right here.
Is that 7-Up?
And this is from...
No, that's Fanta.
Oh,
That's Fanta off of Reaper and Zeno.
Okay, let's see how he does it. You have to have good muscles.
There you go, yeah.
There we go.
Imagine he has to do it with 10 different puppies, right? Facility here. So this is kind of the washroom. Now this is an area where I would have liked to put this area on the other side of the kennel facility. This is another mistake that we made. I love the room. As you see, we have a dishwasher, we have 2 washers and dryers, we have an actual shower, toilet, and then we'll talk about this here in a second. This is probably the best money I've ever spent. But one of the things that we have to, we give the dogs a weekly bath. And what we have to do is we have to go from out there into here, back out, and it disturbs the other dogs and disturbs the puppies and things. So if it were me rebuilding it, I would have separated this on the outside, somewhere else other than having to go through the living area and things, especially when we're whelping puppies. I mean, you're trying to get sleep any way you can, and sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we have to still bathe the dog. So one small thing. This guy here is a dog wash. This one's on hydraulics, so you can actually hit the button and it'll lower and raise.
Nice.
Obviously we have big dogs, so it's nice to be able to lower it, and then as you're washing them, you want to raise them up and be able to wash them. This is probably one of the best things I ever bought as far as when it comes down to being efficient and things like that. It's a nice thing to have. So.
Do you have a
slip mat too?
No slip mat. Yep. So we have the drain cut out there. We put that in there so they don't slip. And then we have all the different soaps and nail care stuff. We even have we bought one of these. The dogs hate it. It's a hair dryer. Okay. They absolutely hate it. So a lot of times we're using the towels that Some of them don't mind it, some of them hate it.
Do you have any tips on clipping nails? Our dogs hate it.
Yeah, most dogs hate it. You have to start early. Start early when you're doing it, and be constant on it. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll feed treats at the same time and different things. Different dogs like different things. Keenan's dogs, because he does it, he uses like a Dremel tool, and it's fast and it's efficient. A lot of our dogs, we have just these, type of basic clippers, and we usually do it when they're in here. We're giving them a bath and we're doing it all at the same time. So it's weekly nail clips, weekly baths. Some of them hate it, some of them love it. Some of them you show them that and they like want to run away if they can, but some of them don't mind it. But we don't have any dogs. I show this because we have some people that come by here. We have the muzzle here. None of our dogs need the muzzle, but we have some people that are around our community and things like that. They come to use the bath and things. And our employees were given one of them a bath that actually got big. So we bought one of those just in case it ever needs to be used. And here, I'm sorry, this is kind of a mess. We're gonna really prepare for it. This is, I call this our medical room. Right now, it's kind of our storage room. But we have tons of stuff in here. So we have an incubator that's in here. We have an oxygen machine that's down here. So this is actually a medical grade, what they would use in a hospital if somebody needs oxygen. So we bought that in case we ever need it. This here, not only it has a nebulizer. So what that's able to do is if you have a puppy, let's say it has pneumonia and you need to give it antibiotics, you can actually put it in a nebulizer system where it'll actually, it's kind of like a steam that comes out and they're constantly inhaling the antibiotics and things. And then we have an ultrasound machine, we have a progesterone machine, we have a semen analyzer, we have a microscope that hooks up to the TV there. Just a lot of different medications and stuff that's around here.
I'm already getting a lot of great ideas. On a side note, I want you to see how many finger cam meals that we have in this video and leave it in the comment section.
So this here is my nephew Landon. He's one of my right-hand men, and we were just walking by him off camera, and I thought maybe we'd show this. What exactly do you have here, Landon?
Bone with peanut butter in it.
Yep, peanut butter in it. So we do this a lot for our dogs. It keeps them entertained, right? It's all about socializing the dogs and giving them something to do. When a dog is bored, they get themselves in trouble. They start biting things they don't want them to do. This is a very simple thing that keeps them entertained for at least a half hour, at least, usually like an hour. You just take one of these bones, or like Nyla bones, and you fill it up with peanut butter, and you give it to the dog, and it's irresistible. They'll be eating and chewing on that, and it keeps them busy. So. The first camera system that I put in, which are these, they're great, but you can't connect remotely with them. So then I went and got the cheaper ones that at least I can remote connect. I'm sorry, you can remote connect it only from your computer, believe it or not. They don't have an app, which blows my mind. Would have never, it said remote connect. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I can, if I'm 200 miles away, I can connect from my phone. No, you gotta be on the computer, they don't have an app. So then I got the Wise cameras, which are cheaper, but allows me to instantly connect and see exactly what's going on if I need to. And then we have the Ring system here that has a fire alarm and different things. I have door alarms and stuff that will go off. Then I have this guy here will actually, this is a lot, you're gonna love this. These are badges for my employees. So when they log in and out, they scan it on this and it'll log them in. And then when they leave, they scan out or when they go out to lunch and things. So that way we can keep track of their hours that they work and things.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Try to be as efficient as possible. Oh, thank you. Yeah, one of my customers custom made it for us. In fact, all of those got a custom made them, so we put it there. So this is the second floor to the building. So we have workout equipment, which I don't use as much as I should. You and me both, brother. Yeah. This is a room that we just recently built. And for all intents and purposes, we call this our podcast room. Had a custom table built for us. We got the microphones, we got the headphones. We're setting up all the lighting and everything. I'm going to put the TV there. And we're going to be doing podcasts on a regular basis, inviting people like you to come here, talk about whatever topics we want to talk about. Our vet has agreed to come here and talk. There's Dave Wilson with the APC and things. We'll have him in here to discuss whatever news we can about dogs and breeding and all that good stuff. So we're excited about this. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'd probably say within the next month we'll be going live with it. So
here we go, man. Yeah. I think it's like August, September.
Yeah. This is the one thing that when we were off camera, we were talking about. I put every single dollar that I made from dogs from year 1 to year 3.5, 4. before I built this, every dollar I made went back to the dogs. Went back to the dogs. So finally, when we built this, we built the whole thing. We had the second floor, but we didn't have any walls up or anything like that. And after a while, I said, you know what, I want a little place where I can relax. Yeah. But believe it or not, this is where I bring a lot of clients and stuff.
Oh, is this your man cave?
It's the man cave. I'm sorry, it's gonna be kind of a mess. It's a mess. Ooh, nice and cool in here. Nice and cool in here. That's your bed? That's my bed when I'm in trouble. That's where I go. Yep, that's where I have to go. But this is the man cave. My wife is gonna be so embarrassed that I show this on camera. But yeah, I have some memorabilia and stuff like that. I have a Mike Tyson signed picture there. I have a Cheech and Chong one there. You know, just
you got the DeLorean, man.
Yeah, the DeLorean signed. Michael J. Fox. Here, this is when Morpheus, during COVID, he won an online stacking contest. I have a couple of our ribbons just kind of around here and things. Nice. Hot Ones Challenge, we did that on live one day. My wife, have you ever seen the YouTube? Yeah, so you could buy the things that they eat. My wife bought that and we went live one day and I was sick for 2 days.
Really?
Oh man, it was bad. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
We might have to do that one day.
Yeah, you should. You should. It was good content. People loved it. They're asking if we're going to do it again. I'm like, no. All right, so obviously it's important. Dogs are important. Customer service is important. But one of the biggest things that makes, I think, MBK, look, I'll never say that MBK is better than anybody else, right? You'll never hear that from us. But we do things a little bit differently. And one of the things that we do differently is we have a lot of employees that take care of the dogs. One of the things that my wife put her foot down immediately when I said I wanted to do this was that we weren't going to be like a lot of other kennels that are out there. We're going to make sure that we're open, we're transparent, and that we're going to well socialize those dogs constantly. So some of the people that I have, Seth, I'll introduce you first. This is, you can film over here. This is Seth. Seth is Larry's son, believe it or not. So you've been working for me for how long?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. Okay, 2 years. So hired him and Larry at the same time. Larry's kind of my right-hand man around here. He's really dedicated. Larry, show off your tattoo. He's got an MBK tattoo there.
Don't get no more dedicated than that.
So one of the things, it all started with our flight nanny, Tati. You're familiar with her.
Yeah.
So Tati one day contacted me and said, "Hey, is it okay if I get a King Louis tattoo? It's her favorite dog. King Louis is her favorite dog. Do you mind if I put a tattoo of him on my leg?" I said, "Of course not. You could do that." I told her, I said, "But if you put MBK somewhere on there, I'll pay for it." So about a month later, she takes a picture and she has this huge, I thought it was gonna be a small tattoo. Yeah. She went all out. She said, "Oh, you're gonna pay for it? Okay, I'll get my whole leg done." So it's a huge tattoo. It's King Louis and it says MBK under it. And so I showed it off on Instagram and I told people, I said, "Look, if you get an MBK tattoo, then I'll pay for it. You know, you just need to contact me first, tell me how much it is, and I'll pay for it." So Larry heard that and he says, "Hey, does that include employees?" I said, "Of course it does." So we've got Larry and Tati and I think 2 or 3 other people that have done it. I've got a guy, I think did I show you the video of King Louis, the back tattoo? The guy got a whole, I'll have to show it to you. His whole back of his back is King Louis, a big face of King Louis and a bunch of other stuff around it. So
is it that famous picture of him?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the famous picture of him. Yep. So then of course we have Landon here. Landon is my nephew. Landon, how long have you been with us now?
Probably about a
year and a half. Yeah, too long. So, in fact, Landon, I'm sorry, I need to let you go.
Landon's ready to retire.
Yeah. For me, it's really important. Obviously, family's important to me. So obviously, I have my daughter and my wife that are involved in it. But when Landon needed a job, I said, "Hey, this is going to be perfect for you." The thing that I look for, obviously, are people that are going to show up on time and do good work. But really, you have to care about the dogs. You know, and not everybody has a passion for it, right? I don't want people to come here and just think this is a 9 to 5. I want people to want to come to work. So like Larry and Seth were here on their days off a couple times this week because they have a passion for the dogs. I tell them, "No, I don't need you, we're fine." They say, "No, we want to be here." They're helping out. Landon came in early today because he knew you guys were coming. Want to make sure things were picked up and doing things. It's not things that I have to ask them. They're just, you know, they're all about the passion, their love for the dog. If you were to sneak up on my property at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I guarantee you're going to see one of them rolling around with the dogs out here and just, you know, showing love to the dogs. So it's really important. And of course I have to show my beautiful daughter. Come here, Samantha. It's my beautiful daughter, Samantha. And her and her mom are the biggest reason why MBK is so successful. I do a lot of the online marketing and advertising and things like that, but behind the scenes, it's her and Nicole that are doing it. They're the reasons why people are getting these beautiful puppies. They're well socialized, they're potty trained, they're healthy, they're clean. They're the ones that are up late at 2 o'clock in the morning answering questions from people that are frantic because maybe their puppy ate a sock or or something like that. They're the ones that are answering it. So without them, MBK would not be where it's at. And without my employees, they wouldn't be, we wouldn't be where it's at. So very, very proud of them. It's probably one of the most proud things. And including with them, we've talked a little bit about it. I have 5 other franchises across the U.S. They all are married and have kids and things like that. So I'm very proud of what we've been able to build and what we're continuing to build. So.
I love doing stuff like this because, you know, online we get to see the dogs all the time.
Yeah.
Very seldom we get to meet the people behind the dog.
Yeah.
And I think that's equally as important. If you have a nice dog, but you got a cruddy person, you might not want to do business with those people.
We talked a little bit about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that.
But just seeing the faces of all the hard work that goes on behind is pretty amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And just from last night's conversation to you showing us around the facility today, I would vouch for MBK.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, got him.
Thank you all for tuning in. If you like this video and content like this, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I want to give a big shout out to Landon, Seth, Larry, Samantha, Nicole, and of course Ryan. Thank you so much for your hospitality. It was an amazing time that we spent with you and we felt like we met family. So people, until the next time, God bless y'all and peace out.